Welcome back to Arsenal News TV, and today we're going to look at 4 things spotted in Arsenal training. The Gunners have been putting in the hard yards in training this week as Mikel prepares his side for a huge Premier League clash against London rivals Chelsea. So we're going to look at 4 things spotted from the media footage released by the Gunners to get the fans in the mood, and let's get right into it. So the first thing spotted is the fact that Gabriel Martinelli and Balogun looking sharp in training, as Alexander Lacazette has been ruled out for the visit of the Blues. One of Gabriel Martinelli and Balogun could be in line to start successive games. Neither player was at their best against the Bees, so it would be a surprise if Mikel Arteta keeps faith in both, let alone one. But if called upon, it's safe to say Gabriel Martinelli and Balogun are looking sharp. Towards the end of Wednesday's session, there was a bit of shooting practice for the aforementioned duo as well as central midfielder Mohamed Elneny. Gabriel Martinelli scored with a lovely effort which prompted chants of gold medalist in reference to him winning gold with Brazil at this summer's Olympic Games. Meanwhile, Balogun was 2 for 2 with his efforts. And with Balogun, someone that signed that new long-term contract extension, I think it's now time for Balogun to show why Arsenal trusted him, why he deserves to get that long-term deal, and show why he is a prolific striker and why he deserves to be one of the first teams on the team sheet. He's probably thinking in the back of his mind that he should try and become the next bukayo Saka or the next Emile Smith-Rowe as they burst onto the first team after making their appearances through the under-23s to the under-18s from the beginning of their career as Highland graduates. Now they're 2 first-team players and very key players for Mikel Arteta, and that's something that Balogun should be trying to replicate. And when it comes to Gabriel Martinelli, he was bought as a young, prolific youngster and someone with a high potential. These 2 strikers now have the opportunity to really replace Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Lacazette for the long term. So the next thing on their list is why Emile Smith-Rowe laughed in training. Scoring from long range in training is not for everyone, just ask Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Whilst Martinelli and Balogun was sharpening up their finishing, the 23-year-old tried his luck, and judging by the reaction from Emile Smith-Rowe, it would have been better had he not bothered. Now, from the video clip that was uploaded to YouTube by the Gunners, all that is shown is Ainsley Maitland-Niles striking the ball. However, the fact that Emile Smith-Rowe immediately starts laughing and falls to the ground is a clear indicator that the former West Brom loanee did not find the nets. One has to question if he even hit the targets. But in that same video, there was an opportunity for Ainsley Maitland-Niles to impress, as he did show a brilliant bit of skill where he hit it with the outside of his foot and into the back of the net. But Emile Smith-Rowe has clearly identified that Ainsley Maitland-Niles' shooting abilities is something that could be replicated to the likes of Thomas Partey, where I think we need to start scoring goals from the midfield, and with the indication that Martin Odegaard would become a midfielder rather than an attacking midfielder and play as sort of a number 8 role wearing the number 8 t-shirt, it could mean that he will be someone that will need to improve his shooting ability as well, as something that Mikel Arteta has made it clear to the likes of Emile Smith-Rowe and other midfielders such as Xhaka, Thomas Partey, is to shoot from midfield, and we need goals from midfield as we cannot rely everything solely on our attack. And I think when it comes to our attack, there are players such as Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang we heavily relied upon in the season where we won the FA Cup and the Community Shield. And when it comes to Lacazette, he's someone that is more of a link-up player rather than a goal scorer. So the next thing on the list is the fact that Arsenal goalkeepers shine in training. All the talk around Arsenal at the moment, well, at least some of it, about the imminent signing of goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale. Just last week, it appeared that a deal was off. But on Wednesday nights, it was reported that Arsenal have agreed a deal in principle for a fee in the region of £24 million. With Aaron Ramsdale undergoing his medical, all that remains is the official announcement of him becoming the Gunners' next summer signing. And it would appear that the England international's arrival has seen the other goalkeepers in the squad raise their level in response to the increase in competition. Joining Bernd Leno for Wednesday's session was Karl Hein and wonder kid Hubert Gracic. Both showcased their impressive shot-stopping ability throughout the session, but the pick of the bunch certainly came from the latter as he got down quickly to make a save despite not seeing the shot until very late due to the number of bodies blocking his view. What was even more impressive was how shocked Grzic was to react to him spilling the save into a dangerous area as he leapt to smother the ball just as following Balogun was weighing up a simple tap-in. And that was something that there was very good reception by the Arsenal defenders and also by the Arsenal coaching staff, suggesting that they have the right plans in that goalkeeping department. And that is something that we as Arsenal fans wanted to see the likes of Aaron Ramsdale not be brought in and see the likes of Andre Onana be brought into the Gunners, but also made the bold move to bring in Andre Ramsdale for £24 million with add-ons that reached up to £30 million, £10 million significantly less than the £40 million Sheffield United were asking for initially. So the final thing on the list is the fact that Granit Xhaka and Bukayo Saka are not involved in training. Prior to kickoff against Brentford, Mikel suffered a double blow with both Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Alexandre Lacazette being ruled out of the game at the Brentford Community Stadium. The reasons for their absences have since been confirmed as a result of positive COVID-19 tests. And as neither player was spotted in Wednesday's session, but whilst Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang will return to training and be assessed ahead of Sunday's game after posting a negative test, Alexandre Lacazette is still recovering and won't be available for selection. Interestingly, the image that was expressed when Mikel had the whole team and him saying a speech, it didn't feature the likes of Granit Xhaka and Bukayo Saka taking part either. Although with footage from Thursday's and Friday's sessions yet to come, perhaps there will be a clearer idea of their statuses before the end of the week. And Granit Xhaka was a player that looked like he was not even going to be in the Arsenal setup fully, as it was very strong links linking him to the likes of Roma, and he looked like that £20 million deal was something that was definitely going to occur, but then it was all changed after Roma were not able to provide the funds that Arsenal wanted, and Arsenal stood firm in their stance to say, if he can't pay the fee, we know that he will move on to the latter stages of his contract. It will be in the final 2 or the final year of his contract. And then we can't let the player just run down the contract, something that has happened time and time again. And he has stated, let's make Granit Xhaka have a new deal. He signed a new contract and it's still yet to be announced, maybe after the likes of Odegaard and Aaron Ramsdale. So these are the 4 things that were spotted in Arsenal training, and hopefully the Gunners can beat Chelsea.